Welcome back to another video and welcome back to another episode of me trying to break into the 1,000-pound club in 60 days. Today got a squat focused leg day. Really excited for it actually. I haven't really squatted too heavy since actually maxing out the other day. So I'm hoping for my top set I can get somewhere between 255 and 265 for anywhere to 4 to 6. I'd be pretty happy and feel pretty comfortable going back up after that. But yeah, gonna try and work on today. The audio from the last couple videos hasn't been great with the new mic. It's definitely better than it was, but yeah, just trying to figure out where to put it the whole time so it's not constantly getting hit with my shirt or whatever. So hopefully you're gonna see a difference. And yeah, we'll get into the workout. Just gonna finish up the pre-workout. Warm up a lot today, especially my lower back and my hips. And yeah, get to it. All right, so I'm gonna go into my last warm up set here, and yeah, weight's feeling super light actually. So hopefully this moves as quickly as the other sets did. And yeah, if it does, I have no idea what I'm gonna go up to. Again, I was thinking 265 might be the top of the range, but we'll see. Yeah, that's just, it's pretty light. Yeah, all right. I'm tempted to go up to 275 instead. But I'll probably just stick with 265 just to be safe. Don't want what happened on my last set where I was maxing out to find my my 1 rep maxes to happen where my knee ended up being a little bit sketchy. So yeah, we'll stick with 265. Don't want to ego lift, and yeah, feels good though. All right. Whew, okay. All right. I'm glad I stuck with 265. Realize on the camera it probably actually looks a little bit weird because I only have one set of 10 pounds. So I actually have to combine another 2 5-pounds on each side. So that's why it looks a little bit funny. Yeah, glad I stuck with 265 here instead of going up a little bit more. 275, I probably would have had to cheat a little bit on the last couple reps there. But yeah, I know it's probably not your most exciting lifting. Most people probably just if they're filming themselves, would just go up to their max set and possibly end up hurting themselves, which actually happens a lot on YouTube. So that could be one of the reasons. But anyways, probably not your most exciting YouTuber, but hopefully I'm the safest. So anyways, I'm going to drop it back down to 225, start working on some form work, and yeah, probably do just another 3x5. Been liking that, so I'm going to take a quick break and then get into that. All right, so yeah, like I said, dropped it down to 225 here. Just going to do a 3x5. Pretty, I don't know, pretty easy, I guess. But some of the things that I'm trying to work on with my squat form is I have a pretty wide squat stance. So for that reason, my toes tend to point pretty far outwards, and I want to get them a little bit, not necessarily straight ahead, but work on just getting them just a little bit back in. It engages, again, from research that I've done, apparently, it engages a little bit more of the overall leg instead of just the hamstrings. I'm not an expert, just what I've been reading up on and what's correct squat form. I'm also working on picking a point in front of me and just staring at that point somewhere on the ground instead of arching my neck up at all, because I don't want to put too much strain there. And yeah, so those are the main things. I feel pretty good about my squat form. Oh, the other thing that I want to work on is not going down so far. I tend to squat so that there's no doubt that I break parallel. But you really don't need to go that low. And in fact, it can probably maybe lead to some injury if you continue to go too low all the time when you're squatting heavy. Okay for, maybe for some lighter weight, but yeah. So just making sure that my toes are pointed good, picking a point ahead. All right. Yeah, so it felt pretty good. Pretty happy with the form there. Yeah. All right, so something that I just noticed watching back the last clip, if you look at my left knee on that, looks like, so again, it looks like I did go down a little bit too far, but it also looked like my left knee kind of caved in a little bit coming up. That's obviously not good. So I'm going to try and narrow my stance just a little bit, because if anything, you want your leg to shoot outwards a little bit more. I mean, ideally, you don't want it to move at all. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But I definitely don't want it to cave inwards. That's actually what happened on my in my maxing out video for the squats, and why I stopped at, I think it was like 295, something like that. So yeah, that's the goal for this one, in addition to all the other stuff that I'm trying to focus on. So not going quite as wide. Toes are pointed, pick my spot. All right, not so bad. Felt a little bit better. Hopefully it looked better, so we'll check it out. All right, so I just finished watching back that clip, and yeah, I'd say that's probably the best set that I had so far. Everything pretty much looked good. My knee caved in, I think, just on one of the reps, but just a little bit. But I was able to work it back outwards. Uh, Biggest thing though, I cannot figure out how to not go past parallel. So last set of squats here before we move on to some other stuff, and hopefully I can bring it all together because I will say that the form looked the best on that last set. But let me know what you guys think. All right, not quite as wide. Toes are pointed good. Pick my spot. All right. Okay, I have no idea how that looked. It actually felt a little bit weird. I was kind of focusing a lot on not going past parallel, but I might have let some of the other form stuff slip. So, try not to do that in the next workout. Don't want to do too much. Don't want to do any more squats because I'm already out of breath, already tired. So, I'm gonna move on to 2 other accessory movements, which are going to be probably some dumbbell RDLs. And then if you've seen me do the leg extensions on this cable machine before, some single leg cable leg extensions. So yeah, I'm going to clean all this up and then get to that. All right, so moving on to the dumbbell RDLs. Don't need to go too heavy on these because hamstrings are already pretty worked from the squats. So I'm just going to do a couple sets here. Stick with the 40s now, see how they feel. Just 10, 12 reps, something like that. All right, yeah. So those feel pretty good. Something that I try and do with RDLs when I don't ever come all the way up. I try and keep as much tension as possible on the hamstrings while I'm doing the exercise. So yeah, felt good. I'll probably stick with just 40 pounds, stick here for a couple sets and then move on. All right, yeah, so if you haven't seen me do these before, I don't have a leg extension, leg curl attachment for this bench, and I don't plan to for a pretty long time. But what I've found is that I can just use a couple attachments on here, sit on the end of the bench, and it takes a little bit of setup, and you can only do one leg at a time. But I will say it feels really good when you get in the right position. This is really the only way that I've actually felt that I work the entire quad doing it this way. So I don't know if that's just the position it's in or who knows, maybe it's just in my head, but yeah, feels good. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, like I said, feels pretty good. We'll stick here for a few sets on my left leg, then move over to the right. All right. My last set here, and yeah, like I said, it takes a little bit to set up. For some reason, for my right leg, it always just takes a little bit longer. I don't know if that's just my lack of mobility on my right side. Might be something that needs to be addressed, but yeah. All right. Oh, okay, cool. And yeah, I always point out when people ask me about like a home gym or if it's worth it, it's totally worth it. I don't miss a commercial gym at all. I miss some things that the commercial gym had, but overall, I just tell people just be prepared to be creative with what you got. You can always get more equipment with more money, but if you don't have that luxury, just get creative with what you got. Um, yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for the workout. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for this workout. Squats felt really good. I got to get better at some of the form stuff for sure. So there's a lot to work on. I'm going to research maybe some more accessory work for the hips, get a little bit better mobility there. Um, and also just look into maybe some things I can do to keep keep my legs from shooting inward or outward. Just I don't know, maybe there's some stability stuff there that I can do. So, anyways, appreciate anybody who's making it to the end of these videos. Really appreciate the people that have been watching the last couple, especially the people that have been watching all the way through. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Tomorrow is bench day. I'm really excited for it because we're finally going to go up. Actually, I don't know. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. 205 moved really smooth for, I don't know, what was that, 8 reps. I don't know whether to just jump up by 10 pounds. My ego in me wants to just go for 225 and see how many I can get. But we're gonna play it by ear. I'm gonna think about it more tonight. And yeah, appreciate everybody who's watching, and we will catch you in the next one.